Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mad love and respect for passing through to today's London video update. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm going to make this short and sweet. Well, I'll try and make it short and sweet. I always say that, but it never actually happens. But here we go. Bitcoin on the charts today, given the London session. It's now coming out of the Brinks box itself. Usually the first hour and a half of trading is going to determine exactly what to expect from Bitcoin later on. Remember the following, ladies and gentlemen. The actual sessions themselves, if I just bring the sessions open right here, I'll just mark them off for you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Where we at? Show market sessions. Here we go. All right then. So in the chart itself, we would see that market sessions right there. As you can see, we're in the UK Brink session itself. We can profile the behavior of what to expect later on in today's session, given the New York, by looking at what they did in Sydney. Okay, so Sydney, Tokyo, Hong Kong zone right there. They aggressively moved price down low, but they found support at this zone right here, which happens to be the previous point of the previous point in the chart where the market maker had initiated stopping volume candles to prevent price from dropping down lower, given how aggressively they had moved price down. Okay, so we've held above the 200 EMA. What's important is the red vector candle in this area here tells us that there was a flush to the downside where the retail trader was going short and the market maker had absorbed all those orders and then had reversed price back up. Now we can look at things in a little bit of a deeper aspect if we start talking about the bid and the ask and what's going on in this area here. But just remember this, when price is rising, okay, there could be buyers and of course there could be sellers as well. All right. In the same way, when price is dropping, there could be sellers and there could be buyers. All right. It all depends on what type of buyer and seller there is at these points in the chart. But we need to also be mindful of the fact that market makers are the only true people that make the markets move by fulfilling people's orders that hit the order book. So as long as you have that in the back of your mind, you're going to understand if that flow of liquidity is going to be coming in at certain points in the chart to justify Bitcoin or any other asset you're trading to move to different places in the chart itself. So the next important zones that we need to be mindful of is the psychological low and of course the psychological high. Usually at the start of the week when they trade away from it, we kind of have a good idea of what to expect if they hold and bounce away from this zone. Now Bitcoin needs to get back up above the 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame for us to establish momentum to the upside. Now we do have these points in the chart right here, which are of course points of resistance. The idea is this: if they can hold price in this area here where the market maker had reversed price from that point by the presence of a stopping volume candle by initiating a stop hunt rise and then pulling price back down, we can assume that if he's going to try and send price back up into that range, is he going to get the same reaction from traders in this area? In other words, are they going to start going long because Bitcoin is rising in that direction? Is he going to do the same thing again? So principle would say that if you do decide to take a trade from this current point right here, hypothetically, and you were waiting to see when to get out, you would try and get out the moment price comes up into this area here. At least take, if you're going to take this move here, take at least 25% of your profit or 50% of your profit once you have managed to make the way or price has made the move towards the upside, so that if you do see price get towards this point right here and then pull back, you're not leaving money on the table. Does that make sense? Because what we are in formulation of right now, ladies and gentlemen, is what looks like to be a potential pattern in the sense where we have got the rise, the retrace, and potentially the continuation to the upside. If we look left, we can see that that zone is going to take us into the next vector candle points in this area here. So that's trade scenario 1. All right. Let's assume that Bitcoin doesn't break above the 50 EMA and continues to come down lower. In other words, what if we actually just see it come up and just try and take the psychological low but finds a resistance at that zone right there? Okay, so principle would say that once price hits that point right there, we would expect it to either find resistance at this point and start, the market maker would start to sell off again, given that that is where he did exactly the same thing in that zone. So then we would see Bitcoin come back down to try and test this area here, and then of course this area here. So we then mark off our zones on where we could expect Bitcoin to land in today's session based on the range that it's currently trading. Okay. Now that's Bitcoin for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at Ethereum and see what we can get from there. So here's Ethereum. I've got a bit of volume profile on there. So looking at Ethereum with the current chart right now, ladies and gentlemen, we can see Ethereum has done a great job of trading away from this W formation. I love Ethereum because it trades so much better than Bitcoin in terms of the way it respects certain levels. Now, here we go. We are at a point again with Ethereum, no different to Bitcoin, where it's make or break for this range. Two things can happen. The same as for Bitcoin is going to be the same for Ethereum. If Ethereum can hold above the 50 EMA, which it has broken above and it's gone above the psychological low, happy days to the upside. We want to see if we can capitalize from a move from this point all the way back up into the range daily high to establish if there is going to be intention by the market maker to trap traders in this area once again, because traders right now are still in longs that are trapped. They've had their liquidation points hit for the weak traders who are going in at 100x. Now we're testing the 50x, and of course the 25x are a little bit down here. Okay, so if Ethereum can come back up into this range right here, again, if you decide to take a trade from this area here, hypothetically, if price does decide to come up towards this point right here, you want to be taking at least 50% of the profit in this area here. Why? Because then if it does hit this point right here, you may see a little bit of a retrace back down to actually come and recover the blue vector candle that you can see right here, and assuming that we do see more vector candles appearing on this move to the upside. Okay, now, of course, we are at a point where we are going to see two types of patterns that could form. We've got the main pattern right here, which is the W formation, which some of you might say, hold on a second, Tino, what if that is a rise level 1? Yes, in principle, we would be expecting another breakout to the upside if the narrative says that this is a rise level 1 to the upside for Ethereum. So we would want price to break out from this range and take out this area here. Okay, once they do that, happy days to the upside. We then expect it to stall in this area and then look to retrace back down again to try and finalize a level 3 move to the upside. So then that's where you would expect the following. Okay, now more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, if Ethereum can't break above this point right here, we would then be in presence of an FTD play or an M formation in this area. Again, if the market maker had turned price from this point right here, there's a good chance that he might send price up into that zone again to trigger the same set of interest, get the retail trader who was caught in along here to try and break even or make him believe that it's going to continue higher, which he then may end up bringing price up to this point, stop hunt rise and snapping it back down again and looking to come down and recover some of these pools of liquidity in the chart for Ethereum. Okay, so those are those two scenarios for you, ladies and gentlemen. All you're looking for is momentum in regards to which one is going to play out. As long as price maintains its behavior above the 5 and the 13 and the 50 EMA, you will then expect momentum to move to the upside. You can see that the moving averages right now are pretty flat, but we also have a mini W formation in Ethereum on the small moving averages themselves, which is happy days right there. And if we also go into the volume aspect as well, we can see, if we zoom out on the volume, we can see something very interesting. Notice coming out of this range right here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that volume is rising up as it's coming out of this range. See the volume rising up there. Now as it's selling off, volume is reducing, so that's a good sign. All right, now we're expecting another peak in volume to shift out from the range. All right, awesome. Mad love and respect to all you beautiful people watching the video. I hope that's actually served its purpose. Remember, if you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe because we've got a busy week ahead. We're going to be doing the same thing tomorrow, and we've got the live in the New York Open, and that will be Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. And whatever it is that Bitcoin decides to do during this week, ladies and gentlemen, the takeaway for you is this: forget price. All right, you're looking for movement. Price is just a reference point to tell you what point you decide to close at. In other words, if price gets up towards this point, that would be 2,978. That's when you decide to close your trade. Fine. It only is it's acting as a reference point. That's the whole point of it. Okay? Awesome. Mad love and respect to you people. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will catch up with you later on. Take care of yourselves. Peace.